why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me how beat speed up like a battle.
Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk, back at with another video, and I got my co-host Chuck Full Damage Miller in the building, the #1 Chicago Bears fan in the world. But
better know it.
But guys, today we're going to be discussing the Chicago Bears minicamp today. It's going to begin in 2 days. Forget about the title. I got Chicago Bears minicamp begins next week. It's actually going to begin in 2 days, May 10th. And we're discussing also the NFL schedule and some of our predictions on the games that the Chicago Bears is going to be during prime time, the type of prime time games we're going to be having, some of the matchups that's going to be happening. And we're also talking about, DJ Moore giving his endorsement towards Caleb Williams. We're going to be talking about that. But before we start this video, make sure to like and subscribe for my video. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you can get the latest great information in regards to Chicago Bears news. And not only the Chicago Bears news, but the NFL in general. But as always, guys, let's dive into it, man. So the Chicago Bears minicamp begins in 2 days. And what's been going on, Caleb Williams, I've been watching Cap and J Hood. I've been watching David Kaplan. And David Kaplan, he posed this question. Is Caleb Williams the biggest star in Chicago right now? I mean, there are already people talking about Caleb Williams saying, man, is he the biggest star? Is he the next big thing in Chicago? I mean, we got the Chicago Blackhawks with Connor Bedard, Chicago Bulls, Kobe White, and you got the Chicago Cubs. And, we ain't going to talk about the White Sox. White Sox are, they're on the wayside.
Luis Roberts, put some respect on his name, Luis Roberts. Put some respect. Don't do that,
Luis
bro.
Robert. That's, the White Sox, they're really down bad. But yeah, man, so much is going on, with Chicago. Caleb Williams, he was at the Chicago Cubs game, and he was putting on this persona, this Bear Club. I don't know about you Bears fans or you Chuck, but I'm like, how did he come up with the idea with the Bear Claw? I mean, and everything. But Chuck, I just want to kind of get your perspective. I mean, is Caleb Williams already the biggest star in Chicago right now?
Bro, look at this picture I got up. How can he be, bro? That's Keenan Allen. That's DJ Moore. That's DeAndre Swift. And Cole Kmet is already a home favorite. No, bro, he is not the biggest star in Chicago. I don't even know why that becomes a topic of discussion. This is why I can't wait until they put the pads on and they actually start making contact, bro. Because fans have too much downtime on their hand, bro. Talking about this, biggest star in Chicago, really? No, he's not the biggest star in Chicago. If Derrick Rose came home right now, he'd be the biggest star in Chicago. But Caleb Williams, the majority of Chicago fans don't even know this kid yet, bro.
No,
they just know the Bears drafted him and they were high on him enough to trade away Justin Fields. That's all that they know, bro. Other than that, no. I think it's a ridiculous assertion. No, he's not. Is he a bigger star than DeMar DeRozan right now? No, I don't think so. Kobe White? No, he's not bigger than these guys. Now, will he eventually? Could he eventually? Absolutely. He could trump everybody that's behind me and everywhere else in Chicago in terms of stardom. But it's a ridiculous question right now, bro. No, I don't think he is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, and there's people are putting so much expectation on Caleb Williams already. I mean, and not even only Chicago Bears media, but the national media already. I mean, you hear from freaking Nick Wright saying that he's better than more than half of these NFL players that are already playing in the NFL. Some people are saying that he's got a better arm talent than Patrick Mahomes. I've been hearing I was on Twitter, people are saying he has a better arm talent than Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, already.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. People are really how should I say? I wouldn't say they're really, sucking his
gassing him up
Coronas already.
Yeah,
But,
they're gassing him up, bro.
They're really gassing him up, man. And I mean, it's cool, but I mean, at the same time, I'm like seriously, you guys need to cool it. I mean, he hasn't played a down in the NFL yet. We don't know what type of what to expect from Caleb Williams, because sometimes, like, especially when you have these number 1 overall draft picks, now granted he's coming into a great situation, with Shane Waldron, who's definitely helped Geno Smith, and that Seahawks offense into this year. Hopefully, the Chicago Bears defense, will pretty much pick up from where they left off from half of the season and be that top 10 defense this upcoming season. And like the offense too, with DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett, Roma Dunze. Hopefully he could build that type
of these guys.
Yeah, hopefully he can build all that type of chemistry with this team, but like, you guys need to lower it down, man. I wouldn't say temper your expectations, because I mean, still the expectation is still to go in the playoffs, but temper the expectation in terms of like him being the best quarterback, because we don't know what this kid is made of, man. And like, we got to see, how this whole season is going to play out, already.
Exactly. Plus, like you said, we don't really know a lot about this kid. Plus, he's got enough pressure on his shoulders to come in here, and stand up to the how can I put it, the ill-fated position of being the Chicago Bears. This is a position that gets a lot of criticism year in and year out, regardless of who's sitting in that seat. And to ask this kid to come in here and to be better than Patrick Mahomes, have more arm talent than Patrick Mahomes, and be better than all of the other illustrious quarterbacks that we have in this league in his rookie year, it's just asinine. It's ludicrous to put that kind of pressure on this kid. You got to give him a chance to get his sea legs on him first. You don't want it to be a thing where you're stoning him every single time that this kid doesn't do something, to your liking, or he doesn't make a play, a spectacular play. Or even if he makes a mistake, if he fumbles the ball, if he throws an interception, if he has a misread, and throws the ball away on a critical down or whatever, you can't put that kind of pressure on him. He hasn't been with this team for 30 seconds yet, and already we got the most lofty expectations in the world. My expectation, and I shared this months ago when the Bears traded Justin Fields, was that the only thing I put a demand on Caleb Williams for is for a 10-win season. Because with this kind of lineup right here, people, with this right here, he should be able to win 10 games, bro. With this right here, and that's not even speaking to everything that we've added to the team. But defensively, we had one of the top defenses in the league in the last 8 games of the season. Then you give him a whole slew of weapons and a more comparable offensive line. I'm not going to say great. I'm going to say more comparable offensive line in front of him. Things should slow down pretty quickly for this kid to the point where he's able to manufacture some wins. So 10 wins, that's enough for me. I'm not even calling it playoffs because the NFC North is very tough. As you see, everybody have made some great moves. We had 2 teams in the playoffs that went deep into the playoffs. Green Bay Packers to the division playoffs. The Detroit Lions to the NFC Championship game and was in position for a half at least to possibly go to the Super Bowl. So, bro, calm down.
Can you imagine if the Lions went to the Super Bowl, bro?
I can't ever imagine the Lions going to the Super Bowl. There's nothing in my chromosomes that would allow me to imagine the Lions going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't want to imagine that, man. Oh my God, let alone win one. But besides the point. That's besides the fact. I mean, this NFC North team or North, I mean, it's definitely gotten tougher. Even with the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, JJ McCarthy, he's going also into a great situation, with the Vikings as well. And then also drafting Dallas Turner. I was still pissed about that. I don't know why the Colts went with Liatu Latu. I mean, they should have picked Dallas Turner because I feel like Dallas Turner is a better prospect than Liatu.
I totally agree with you, Coach. He is a better overall talent, Then Latu was like third in terms of my edge rushers. I didn't have him number one. But I think for the Colts, Latu is a scheme fit, bro. He's a better scheme fit. I believe so, bro. So I looked at how they're constructed, and they don't really need a do-it-all type of guy. Dallas Turner is more of those do-it-all type of guys. They need a guy who can straight pass rush off of that edge, bro, can bring that pressure. And Latu, if nothing else, he's got great bend, and he's really fast and strong coming off of that edge, bro. So I think the Colts, they got what they needed. I'll put it like that. They got what they needed, you know. Me personally, I was in love with Dallas Turner's skill set, you know, and that savvy, the veteran savvy that he has and his mental. I was ready to take a Dallas Turner at number 9 for the Chicago Bears if we didn't get my guy. But the Bears don't think like me. They would have got that guy instead.
Rome Odunze.
I'm not mad at that.
Rome Odunze.
Hey, bro, have you been checking out the interviews that TJ Houshmandzadeh, former wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals, has been giving about Rome Odunze?
Yeah, you can talk about that.
In case you don't know, people, Rome Odunze has been working with former NFL wide receiver TJ Houshmandzadeh to get himself ready for the NFL, playing wide receiver in the NFL. And let me tell you, TJ Houshmandzadeh is in love with this kid. TJ Houshmandzadeh said that this kid here is uncomparable and incomparable. And what that means is, you know, generally with rookies, we have a tendency to compare them to other players that have already played the game or yet presently playing the game. He says there's no one that he can comp this kid to.
Yep.
He said the closest comp that he's found is Larry Fitzgerald. He said, but he believes Rome Odunze is faster than Larry Fitzgerald.
He's in his own tier.
Exactly, and that's the point that he's stressing. And he thinks he's working with a lot of wide receivers. It's not just Rome Odunze people.
He's a former NFL wide receiver too, so he knows the ins and outs.
And a stud wide receiver. I know people may not know the name right off the bat unless they were deep into football when he played, but because he was on the team behind Chad Ochocinco and Chris Henry, you know, who were dynamite receivers in their own right with the Cincinnati Bengals. But TJ Houshmandzadeh is a great number 3 receiver, a great one, not a good one, a great one, bro. Playing the slot, phenomenal, bro. This guy can play some football.
Mm-hmm.
And for TJ Houshmandzadeh to speak highly of him, that just speaks volumes. That speaks volumes about how he sees the skill set. You got to understand, TJ Houshmandzadeh, you know, he talking about a dude who was in training camp and in the trenches with some great receivers himself. Chad Ochocinco was no slouch, people. He was like top 5 in the league, if not top 3 when he played the game.
All pro. He's an all pro.
Yeah. Unguardable. Used to torch the Bears cornerbacks. Whoa. I hated seeing him with Cincinnati.
I know, especially with freaking Tillman, man. Him and Tillman used to have a battle, bro. Like,
yeah, man, but he always seemed to win those battles. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the guy that TJ Houshmandzadeh was practicing with, that he was playing with, that he trained with, you know what I mean? So TJ Houshmandzadeh brings a lot of knowledge and skill set to the table. He brings a lot of know-how to a rookie like a Rome Odunze to get him ready for the NFL level. And from what from his praises of him, man, I just love it, bro. I love it. Hey there, Don Bird. TJ who? TJ who is men? Yada? Okay.
Who's Yada? Whatever, Don Burr. Okay.
Right, he's stepping up because he's training him. Did you hear me clearly, Don? Welcome to the show too, Don. But did you hear me clearly? He's not the only wide receiver that TJ Houshmandzadeh is training. There are a lot of guys that this guy is working with. TJ Houshmandzadeh has been doing this for a while. I think he may know what he's talking about, Don. I'm just saying, bro.
Exactly. Unless he played in the NFL, Mr. Don Burr. Then other than that, keep your opinions to yourself.
Oh, Don Burr played in the NFL, all right. The Madden NFL.
Exactly. Not the real NFL.
I'm pretty sure he's got an EA account somewhere.
Hey, Don Burr, I dare you to play freaking Chuck in some Madden football. If you find out, if you tell him your handle, whatever system you play,
Gamer tag,
PS5,
yeah.
whatever, I dare you to play him.
Don don't want these problems, bro.
You don't want that smoke.
I invited Swifty to a battle, and Swifty ain't showed up yet, bro. You Don, you don't want this smoke, bro. No, it's not what you want. You bring those lions out. I'm gonna show you what Justin Fields was supposed to look like.
I know, right?
Right.
And then, and also, yeah, I mean, if like speaking of Roma Dunze, I mean, like, if he is the kind of player like that TJ Hushmanzada, talks about, I mean, like, just imagine if he lives up to the potential. We could potentially have 3 wide receivers that go over 1,000 yards. Even DJ Moore was like saying they're having a little competition with each other to see who will be the first wide receiver to get to 1,000 first. And so that's a nice little friendly competition, between those 3 wide receivers. And like I said, Caleb Williams, he's never had this kind of talent, in his career. Back in college, I mean, his best receiver, since his college days was what, Jordan Addison. That was pretty much it. The last 2 receivers that he played with during his last season, they went in the 7th round. Taj Washington and Brandon Rice went in the 7th round. And so you see the testament, to his talents, and it's not just, his highlights, but his overall body of work to what he had done. I mean, if you look at his 3rd and 4th down, and even his 4th quarter numbers, I believe he's 46 and touchdowns to 1. Like, if you look at deep into the numbers, but this guy was very clutch, during during 3rd down and 4th downs. I think he was 26 to 1. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but during his 4th quarter, he was 30 and 1. I got to look at the numbers again, but he was very clutch, during crunch time. Very clutch.
In the red zone, his college career numbers. We're talking about Caleb Williams now, people.
Yeah, Caleb Williams,
In the red zone, his college numbers were astronomical, bro. They're greater than video game numbers, bro. We're talking about 62 red zone visits. Caleb Williams' numbers in the red zone, 61 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's unheard of, people. That is unheard of. Do you hear these numbers? For his entire college career, this guy had 93 total touchdown passes to only 14 interceptions. If that doesn't speak volumes as to why the Bears were so high on him and high enough on him to come away from Justin Fields, then grits ain't groceries, bro. I don't know what else that you can say behind that. A guy putting up those kind of numbers in a D1 school, mind you. We're not talking about Division II. We're not talking about some HBCU off in the corner somewhere. We're not talking about JUCO. We are talking about D1 school, USC.
Oh, here we go. I actually got it up. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Courtesy of Swifty. I'm trying to figure out where he found these numbers though, but
Swifty, he digs deep, bro.
He digs real deep. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. So his numbers right here. So Caleb Williams, this is his hold on. Okay. 3rd down passing. Okay, 3rd down passing. So 2023 was 50 for 77 for 658 yards. This is his 3rd down. For I believe this is 2023. He was 6 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in 2023. In 2022, he was 68 for 102 for 998 yards, 10 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. In 2021, he was 21 for 51 yards for 431 yards, 7-2. His total 3rd down was 149 out of 220, which is 67.7% for 2,087 yards, 23-2. His 2023, he was 57 or this is third down quarter passing. Okay, that was third down or third quarter. Third quarter. So third quarter, he was 57 for 89 for 809 yards, 7 touchdowns to 1 interception. 2022, he was 65 for 99 or 99. He was 65 for 99 for 1,908 yards, 11 touchdowns to 1 interception. 2021, he was 38 for 58 for 470 yards, 8 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. And his total third quarter was 160 for 244 for 65% completion percentage, 2,377 yards for 26 to 4. Now we're gonna go to his fourth quarter and fourth down. Now this is big right here, folks. This is big. Fourth quarter, 2020.
The game is on the line, people. Just
the game is on the line. This is very telling. This is very, very telling. Mm-hmm. So 2023, he was 46 for 69 yards for 592 yards, 5 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. 2022, 65 for 90, 709 yards, 9 touchdowns to 1 interception. 2021, 29 for 47, 379 yards, 2 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Total fourth quarter, 140 for 206 with the 67 completion percentage for 1,608 yards for 16 to 1. Now, this is big one. Now, this is the red zone. We're going to go to the red zone.
That is so nasty, bro.
Now, red zone passing. This is telling. This is where they call it the what's his name calls it the golden zone. Matt Eberflus.
Right. I don't know
passing
why.
Stats.
You gotta always be different, but go ahead, brother.
2023, he was 36 for 54 for 245 yards, 14 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 2023, and this is with Taj Washington and Brendan Rice. 2022, 58 for 85 yards, 386 yards. Get this, 32 touchdowns to 1 interception. This was his Heisman winning season. 2021, 28 for 38, 222 yards, 15 to 0 interceptions for a total red zone completion percentage of 71.7%. 853 yards, and get this, guys, get this, 61 to 1 interception. Let me repeat this, guys, for all you Bears fans out there. His touchdown to interception ratio was 61 touchdowns to 1 interception in the red zone. If that is not telling, like, video game stats, I don't know how to explain that to you. I mean,
that is so ridiculous, so
outworldly.
Outworldly. The idea that we would have a guy that has this kind of efficiency in the most pressurized moments on the field, the most pressurized situations, is unfathomable, bro. It's unfathomable. And when I see those numbers, I now get the Patrick Mahomes comparisons. I understand why people were trying to comp him to Patrick Mahomes. But let's be real. Patrick Mahomes is doing it at the highest level. And until he can do it, until he shows that he can do it at the highest level, you can't really give him that comp. Aaron Rodgers comp, maybe. I would give you an Aaron Rodgers comp. But a Patrick Mahomes, no. I don't think you can put him there just yet. Patrick Mahomes is getting it done, in the AFC Championship games and in Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Man's getting it done at the highest level with the most minimal talent on his team, to be honest with you. Once Tyreek Hill left, everybody thought that they were in rebuild mode and it was over, and nothing could be further from the truth. That team is still rolling over there due to Patrick Mahomes. But those numbers, Bears fans, are phenomenal. This is what you want to see from your quarterback play, and it makes it easy to understand why you can see Bears fans, why you can see the Bears fans overly excited about what's coming to the table here. What's your question, T.O.? What's going on, bro? How can you give him Rodgers comp, but not Mahomes? Real simple. Mahomes is winning at the highest.
He does it in the playoffs, unlike Rodgers.
Yeah, Rodgers goes to the playoffs. He comes up short, T.O. I know you don't like to hear that. He's a Green Bay Packers fan, by the way, people, in case we didn't know that already. So yeah, I think the Rodgers comp is more comparable to him than Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers has done it once at the highest level where he's dominated in the Super Bowl, and he came back and won that game. And he won that game. I ain't gonna say came back; they were leading, but they won that game handily. He's had some phenomenal playoff runs, some phenomenal years, but he's always seemed to come up short ever since that Super Bowl, bro. So I think the more comparable numbers would be to Aaron Rodgers rather than to Patrick Mahomes, bro. Just my opinion. Not a guru on it. Don't stone me. Don't shoot the messenger.
and think about it, man. What if Caleb wins more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers? Oh my God, you know how many Bears fans would be talking so much crap to Packers.
I mean, that's not, I'm not gonna say that would be how can I put it? I'm not gonna say it's not a hard feat to do, but if you start winning Super Bowls, Aaron Rodgers only got one visit, bro.
And think about it, he has as many NFC championships as what? Rex Grossman.
Wow, and as many Super Bowl visits as Rex Grossman. I didn't realize that, Cole.
Yes.
That's a good one, bro. I didn't realize that. Wow. Theo, he just put your boy in the same category with Rex Grossman.
Oh, shots fired!
Wow.
Shots fired.
I hadn't thought about that. That's a good one, though.
Shots fired.
Rodgers has a Super Bowl. Rodgers is a
but he has as many
MVP.
Super Bowl visits as Rex Grossman.
Yes, that's a terrible opinion. Okay, so when we're comping him, we're not comping accolades, T.O. We're just comping skill set, bro. So, I get what Aaron Rodgers has done and who he is, but relax, brother. We're not saying he is equal to Aaron Rodgers. He has talent comparable to Aaron Rodgers. That's what we're saying, bro. That's all we're saying. We're not comparing him. We're not saying he on par with Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Exactly. But I mean, just think about it. If Caleb Williams, based on those numbers that I just showed, if he's just half of those, man, the sky's the limit with this Chicago Bears team. I think even if he just does half this numbers, that's an instant playoff team. I mean, to me, that I don't know. I don't know about you, Chuck, but that's playoffs right there.
Oh, I guess
maybe
why I got
wild card or
That's why I got us. That's why I got us a 10-win team this season. And I know, some people would say that's a lot of pressure to put on the rookie coming in. But when I see what the Bears have lined up around him and knowing or learning, I should say, about the mentality of one Caleb Williams, I think he's the kind of guy that relishes this type of pressure, bro. I think he'll thrive in this. Honestly, bro. I think he'll thrive in this just to show everybody that he can do it. I really get those types of vibes from Caleb Williams, that this guy is one of those people who thrives under the pressure. Dare I say this? I believe Aaron Rodgers is one of those types of guys who thrives under the pressure. Patrick Mahomes, there's a very few select quarterbacks that I look at and I say they thrive under the pressure. Yeah, and these are the kind of guys that do thrive under pressure. CJ Stroud showed last year. I don't know if you can say he was under pressure, but I think he can be the type of quarterback that can thrive under the pressure,
And what's his name? They were having a little friendly rivalry, him and Micah Parsons,
Yeah, I saw him on the podcast a couple of times.
Yeah. I think Micah Parsons says, "You ain't no killer." It's like you looking at one.
Yeah, tell Micah Parsons.
Says you're looking at a killer right now.
Tell Micah Parsons to show up against the Green Bay offensive line for the playoffs, and then he can talk. To the end, he can be quiet right now.
Right, you need to be quiet, Micah Parsons. Beat the Packers, man. Y'all were supposed to be favored, and y'all got your butts whooped at home against.
It's fine that they got their butts whooped. But he was a no-show, bro. Where was his
complete no-show?
Yeah, he was a no-show in that game, bro. I didn't see Micah Parsons anywhere, and that was pitiful. because I
They had
really
to
want
put him. They had to put him in a milk carton. Like, have you seen this guy?
right
You just put him in
missing since the start of the first quarter.
the first quarter.
I wanted to see him chase down Jordan Love, put him on the run, man. He never did that, bro. He never did that. Jordan Love was too comfortable in the pocket in that game, bro. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, CJ Stroud wins that battle to me. Let's go, CJ.
And
yeah,
speaking of
go ahead.
we're gonna get that that later, but I want to talk about DJ Moore. DJ Moore, he talked about Caleb Williams and him practicing with him, and the thing that kind of stuck out to me is that he talked about how Caleb Williams throws the ball with anticipation. He throws the ball before he even looks at the, he even winds up his route. Like, he throws the ball right before he's even able to look at the ball. And I mean, I love Justin Fields, man. But even at times, Justin Fields kind of struggled.
Yeah.
At times throwing the ball with anticipation. Sometimes before he would even throw, he would have to throw it for the receiver to see the ball. But with DJ Moore talked about like the difference between him and then last year's quarterback is that he's able to throw the ball with more anticipation. And so that was very interesting, very telling to me. I'm like, what did you get with that, when he said that?
I mean, it just speaks to the podcast that we had a while back where we talked about A for A equals A over A. The trading away of athleticism for arm talent. How that is equal to the fact that Brian Poles, as a general manager, believed that arm talent was over athleticism. It was greater, and basically what that means in a nutshell is that they wanted to see a quarterback who could throw that ball on the timing routes and didn't have to wait until they seen the receiver come open. That's called throwing an NFL receiver open. When you see it, when you know the route as the quarterback, you know the anticipated break point, you release the ball, and by the time the receiver makes the cut, the ball is meeting him there. That's throwing with anticipation, people. That's throwing knowing that it's throwing to a spot, as they like to call it. It's throwing to a spot. It's throwing the ball to a blank area where initially it looks like the quarterback is throwing to nobody, but that's him knowing that the receiver is going to throw the pass at that point when that ball gets to that point. So he's throwing it with anticipation. So if the route is 15 and in, if the route is 15 and in, by the time that receiver hits the 15-yard mark where he starts to stop and break and make his cut, the ball is already gone. So while he's going this way, and I don't know if y'all can see my hands here, but let me do it this way. While he's going this way and he's getting ready to make the cut here, by the time he reaches this point, the quarterback is throwing the ball so that when he makes this cut, boom, the ball meets him. That's throwing with anticipation, people. That's throwing with anticipation. And that's what Caleb Williams is phenomenal at doing. Plus, when plays break down, Caleb has shown us his whole entire college career. He has the ability to play what's known as hero ball. And in hero ball, basically, he'll keep a play alive, run around like an Aaron Rodgers, like a Patrick Mahomes, like for the open receiver, Josh Allen. He'll keep a who was that?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. But he has the ability to keep a play alive long enough to figure out how to get the ball to a receiver down the field. That's hero ball, people. That's hero ball. So Caleb checks all the boxes. I'm going to be honest with you. He checks all the boxes. There is nothing here. There was no reason why the Bears should have been afraid to take a chance on Caleb Williams.
And don't get me wrong. Go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. But everything here just simply checks the boxes. Go ahead, bro. What are you going to say?
And don't get me wrong. Like, I love Justin Fields, man. Like, I will always vouch for him, always, bro. But even at times, like, most of the time when the plays broke down, like, he would tuck it and run. Like, he wouldn't, like, try to look for the open receiver. At times he will, but for the most of the time, he would always try to run the ball. Like, he always would tuck it and run. and that was a kind of a major concern with me. But like the difference between him and Caleb Williams is like Caleb Williams, when the play broke down, like his eyes is always downfield, like for the most
throw first. He's always looking to throw first. Yeah.
He's always looking to throw first. Even when the play breaks down, like he's always trying to look for the open receiver. He's not always trying to tuck it and run. Justin Fields would always tuck it and run. And Caleb Williams, he would always try to look for an open receiver. And so I think that was very telling, with our podcast. Like Ryan Poles is trying to look for a quarterback that's his mentality is always to throw the ball, not to run it. His mentality is always to throw the ball, not to run it. Yeah, and I think that's why he chose Caleb Williams.
And not to beat a dead horse, but I think the Bears did a lot of injustices to Justin Fields when he was here, bro.
I agree.
First off, you didn't give this man much to work with in terms of receiving core, so he never could get comfortable with looking to pass first. That's first thing. First thing first. So if you want a guy that's a pass first guy, you got to give him weapons to pass to. This here, people behind me, this is called giving a quarterback weapons to pass to. What are we looking at here? We're looking at DeAndre Swift. We're looking at DJ Moore. We're looking at Keenan Allen. We're looking at Roma Dunze. We're looking at Cole Kmet. When you got that kind of receiving core, that kind of rapport at the receiving position,
it's ridiculous.
You can look to pass all day. This guy to my, where is he? To my left here, your right, my left. Caleb Williams, he has all of these options behind me to throw to. These are options for that man to find to throw to. Justin Fields had very few of these options, bro. And this guy, I know everybody gonna holler DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. First off, this guy Cole Kmet, he had this guy coming in, so he was blessed to have him. But outside of him, he didn't have none of these other guys. He just got DJ Moore last year, people. And like I said, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. What's done is done. That's over with. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I still think that Justin Fields ultimately will become a comparable quarterback. And I believe Pittsburgh is going to, he's going to be good enough where Pittsburgh's going to tutelage him. And I believe he'll be able to get that team to a Super Bowl one day.
Did you see this comment right here?
And Justin is about to be running back punts. That's a negative. That was Jaylen Warren running his mouth, sharing stupid information that probably was said jokingly by their special teams coach. They think about putting Justin Fields back there on kickoff returns. I can't in a million years, Flip, see him return
a quarterback running
or kickoffs. That's very insulting. That's a spit in that man's face. And if that's what Pittsburgh bought him there for, then they do better just going on and releasing him, bro. Real tough. That would be so insulting for them to do that to that man. That is not what Justin Fields came into the NFL to do. But in fairness to him, like I said, the Bears didn't give him much to work with, bro. He didn't have many anticipatory throws that he could trust with even last year with the offensive coordinator that he had in Luke Getsy, But that's right. That's neither here nor there. I'm really sick of Bears fans piling on and talking about Justin Fields, and this is all we're gonna talk about and find a way to diminish this guy. This is the new sheriff in town. Go swing around so they can see what's behind you, brother.
And good luck to the Raiders too. Y'all got Luke Getsy. Good luck. Good luck to Gardner Minshew.
Y'all see that guy that's behind? You see that guy that's behind Kofi on his background? That is the man. That's the new sheriff in town. This is who we worried about. Right
and he's going to be owning the Packers for the next decade plus.
We can't worry about what's going on with Justin Fields. You better worry about what's going on with this team now.
With Caleb Williams, because he's the new sheriff in town, and he's going to be owning the NFC North for the next 10 years.
I love that he's excited about being the Chicago Bears quarterback, and I love that he's done the claw. And they make everything.
I never even come up with that. I never thought about that. But
that wasn't a hard one, Cole. It wasn't a hard one. If you saw my background the last couple of times,
you had the claw.
I had the claw behind me, but the claw is not hard to come up.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm thrilled that everything is an excitement for Bears fans when it comes to the quarterback position. We haven't had this much excitement at the quarterback position.
And he's really excited too. Like you see the excitement even when he got drafted. Like you saw how hyped he was. Like you saw how hyped he was to get drafted by the Chicago Bears. I mean, a lot of Chicago Bears were opening up with giving him so much grace with open arms everywhere he went. He went to a Cubs game. People were welcoming him with open arms. He went to Chicago Sky game. People were opening up with him with welcome arms. It's like Chicago is like loving this kid, and he's like embellishing it all.
Oh yeah, and I know I've been hearing the rumors. Everybody spewing out this crap about how the kid is too cocky and he's too this and he's too that. Let me tell you something, people. When you're a leader of men, you have to be cocky. Otherwise, your moxie your lack of moxie will be met with defiance by men. Men need a strong leader. Exactly. Men need a strong leader. They need a dude with backbone who's cocky enough to get in their face and say, hey, you're not the man, I'm the man. You know what I mean? And you're going to do what I tell you to do, not what you want to do. That's what you want from a leader. If you're a leader of men, you got to have some moxie.
Did you hear about that news with Tyreek Hill? He was on a podcast and he was talking about Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, I guess this one game they lost. They lost to this one team. I forgot who it was. But after the game, they had practice. And Patrick Mahomes told Tyreek Hill, you say you're the best wide receiver in the game, but you can't catch an effing ball. Like he said it to Tyreek's face, and he's like, I want you to stay after me, and I want you to catch these passes because you're not going to go home until you catch these freaking balls. Because if you think you're the best wide receiver, I want you to prove it. He got in his face, bro. Got in Tyreek's face. Got in his face. That's what we need, man. That is what we need. You know, we need a quarterback like that.
If you're going to be a leader of men, there's a certain level of moxie and toughness and bravado that you got to carry with yourself. And not only that, you got to have kahunas enough. For those of you all that don't speak Spanish, those are balls. You got to be ballsy enough to stand in the man's face. And even if it comes to knuckling up with him, being willing to do that, you know. Now, that don't mean you're going to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that, to show that man that you deserve his respect, and that and through that you can earn the right to get his ear. He'll listen to you. Men respect men that are men. We don't respect cowards. We don't respect little boys. Hell, we barely respect silence. I'm gonna lie, you know, silent leaders, they get some respect, but not too much, because most men need a vocal leader. They need somebody to get in their face.
They need somebody to get in their face,
like you just described with Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. You know, Tyreek Hill's a man's man, you know, and so if Patrick Mahomes wanted to get A1 production out of him, he had to do what he had to do. He had to get in Tyreek Hill's face and tell him, hey, man, I don't hear that bull crap about you being the best receiver in the game, and punk, you can't even catch a ball when I'm throwing it to you. Yeah, you got to have that. You know, and I think Caleb Williams has that kind of moxie, bro. And with this core here, he's going to need it. You see these guys behind me? Every time DeAndre Swift has a 30-plus yard run, you're going to see his moxie come out. Every time DJ Moore beats a defender and scores a touchdown, you're going to see his moxie come out. When Keenan Allen scores, you're going to see dancing and prancing and romancing come out. When Roma Doomsday scores, you're going to see him flexing his arms. And Cole Kmet, he's swinging for the fences every time he scores a home run. Every time he scores a touchdown, it's like he hit a home run. Caleb Williams has a bunch of personalities here. These are all different personalities behind me. He has a bunch of personalities that he's going to have to deal with and be strong enough to match. And if that kid doesn't have any moxie, he won't get those guys respect.
And like, of course, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you watched the Quarterback on Netflix, but man, if you seen Patrick Mahomes, bro, like that dude, man, like
he's serious, bro.
He is serious, bro. He's all business, bro.
Yes, he is.
I watched the whole series of Quarterback, and I saw Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was all business. He was like all business, no talk, bro. Yeah, like, and that's what a winner is. That's what a winner is.
And of the three quarterbacks that they showed on that series, you saw the moxie. You saw the three different phases of leadership that can come out of quarterbacks. You saw the moxie,
Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins, and Patrick Mahomes.
You saw the moxie and the leadership come out of Patrick Mahomes. But Kirk Cousins, I mean, he had some moxie, but he's more of a docile type of leader. You know, he has a little vocalness, but he's a little timid. And you can't be that way. You know, he's more Christ-like, you know, the Christian, you know, turn the other cheek type of brother. And Marcus Mariota, if I'm totally honest with you, I don't even know why they had him.
I don't know why.
He didn't fit that.
He's just there. He's like,
this is a backup. He's a backup, and you got.
He's a backup, bro.
I guess they couldn't get nobody else to do it. I don't know, bro. I don't know. They couldn't get nobody else to do it.
You could have had Jalen Hurts and any man. I don't know.
Hey, Optimus, I hear you over here, my brother. I can't wait for the Bears to whoop on the Lions for booing Caleb on draft night. That's okay. That's okay. They were terrified at Justin Fields. If you think they were terrified of him, wait till they get a load of this kid.
Yeah, they were all booing because they know, oh, shoot, man, we're going to have to deal with this guy.
Yeah, and did you hear Dan Campbell's speech, Dan Campbell's comment after they said that Justin Fields was traded, what he told the press? He said, whoa, I'm sure as glad as hell that guy is no longer in this division.
No, I know.
Justin Fields gave that team hell. That defense couldn't do anything with him, bro. They can do anything with him. So yeah, I love that.
That's right, Philip.
Yep. Yeah, Flip, we talked about that earlier, bro. DJ Moore definitely says it's going to be a race to 1,000 yards between all of them, and that is a healthy competition. I love that because that means that they're going to force each other to compete at the highest level. You know, Keenan Allen doesn't want to get outdone by a younger DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, and DJ Moore just had 1,400 yards receiving. He don't want to get outdone by old aging Keenan Allen and a young upstart Rook. And of course, Rome Odunze is going to look at them and be like, man, I'm not getting left in the dust. He's going to come for that. And that's going to be a beautiful problem to have. If each one of those guys eclipses 1,000 yards, the Bears are going to have a great season.
Just imagine if 3 of them have 1,000. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you think about, Coach, what you think about the pickup that the Bears got the undrafted free agents? They went and got a former teammate of Caleb Williams. He was with the University of Nevada. He actually played at USC, and he went through the transfer portal and went over to Nevada.
I forgot his name. What's his name? Is it John?
I
know that. It was right. John something.
Jonathan Jackson, is that his name? I can't recall his name. Sure. But what do you think about his pickup anyway?
I thought, what is he? Is he a linebacker? I got to look into it.
No, he's a wide receiver, actually, bro.
He's a wide receiver?
He's a wide receiver.
I didn't look too much into that. I got to look too much. I got to see.
Yeah,
but I definitely know he's a former teammate of Caleb Williams. I definitely know that. He played with him, I believe it was at USC, at USC. And so I definitely know.
He played a couple of years at USC, and then he transferred.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's a pretty good pickup because, of course, you want to add depth to this team. You know, get as much players as you can. You know, that's the thing. That I really like about Ryan Poles is that sometimes like he gets these undrafted free agents and like he just sees something in some of these players. He's able to find something. Either one of these undrafted free agents, he's able to find some type of talent. Like he was able to do it with Tyson Bagent. And then, of course, you know, Sandman, Jack Sanborn, he was undrafted. Yeah. And so hopefully he could find some type of talent, you know, in there, you know. He's able to find like some of these diamonds in the rough.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
think we picked up a lot of quality pieces, I'll say, that could be useful to us through the undrafted free agency portal. And I know that, you know, there are others out here who don't look at the players that didn't get drafted as very draft worthy or very comparable or useful to a team. But I'm a firm believer when I looked at this draft pool This draft pool was so freaking deep that it was just not enough draft spots, I don't think, to draft everybody that was worthy of being drafted. So personally, I think that, there are some diamonds in the rough that you can find from these undrafted free agents.
Oh, I also got some other news too. Chicago Bears just signed Theo Benedette from Canada.
Yeah,
top
British
offensive
Columbia.
tackle from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, British Columbia. So I mean, Pose, he's already at work right now. He's doing that, man. He's trying to get depth,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I think sometimes as fans we get caught up. My neighbor's funny. Sometimes as fans we get caught up too much in the hoopla of where people are taking just because. And here it is, good football fans. Just because players aren't drafted does not mean that they're not good players. We just went through the entire offseason talking about the percentage of players who get drafted in the first round and how many of them don't pan out. They only pan out at like a 33% clip, people. On like a 33% clip. And so just because they're drafted doesn't mean they're going to pan out, which transversely also could tell you, or could mean that just because a player is undrafted doesn't mean he is not going to pan out. Sometimes they miss players in the draft. They think they've seen everybody.
Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Come on, man. Look at these guys, man. When they're coming out in the draft, do you really think that all of these guys have been playing football all their days, and the majority of them, because they didn't get drafted, are just bums? No. These guys, a lot of these guys can play, people. Even the quarterback that the Bears picked up as an undrafted free agent, what's his name? Not Bajan. It was from this draft. I can't think of it. Rivers?
Austin Reed.
Reeves? Is that his name?
Austin Reed. Reed from Western Kentucky.
Austin Reed's an undrafted free agent that the Bears signed. Well, Austin Reed is from a D2 school. He put up some phenomenal numbers as a quarterback down there. And, most people looking at him would say, oh, man, he's a bum. He's a bust. He's not going to be able to play at this level. But the reason that the Bears picked him up and signed him, put the emphasis on the word signed him, is because all through his college career in the offseason, guess who he was working out with? See that guy behind Kof? Yeah, he works out with Caleb Williams, people. He works out with Caleb Williams. So if there's anybody that's gaining knowledge about how to make anticipatory throws, that's gaining that knowledge that will put them at the next level of playing, it's this Austin Reeves kid. And so the Bears taking a chance on him makes perfect sense. Just as the number 3 quarterback, I don't foresee him.
And not to mention, we also got a defensive tackle, Keith Randolph, and UCLA linebacker, Carl Jones. Carl Jones had 5.5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks last season with the UCLA Bruins.
Mm-hmm. And isn't Keith Randolph, isn't he the D tackle from the University of Illinois?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And he maintains gap integrity with his ability to lock out track and do his job in the run game. So he's a great run blocker.
Yeah, Coach, I've looked at this kid on film. He is nasty in the middle, bro. He's not fast, but he's very strong and he's stoic. He's like a statue in there. Once he gets his feet dug in, you're not moving that kid, bro. You are not moving him.
He's a run stopper.
Yeah. And that's what we have needed. We've needed run stoppers. And so I love that. I love that pickup. I personally didn't think that we needed to add more depth at the D tackle position, but having more can't hurt you. And I like that. You make it competitive. You know what I mean? You make it a challenge. So, if Zach Pickens doesn't pick it up, here's a guy who could supersede you backing up Javon Dexter. If Javon Dexter falls out, here's a guy that can push their whole pile and make everybody else, have to step their game up. Billings.
And not to mention, we also drafted Austin, what's his name? From
Austin Booker.
Austin Booker.
Yes, sir. Got a couple of Austins on this team now, huh?
Exactly. Austin Reed, Austin Booker. That dude,
right.
He's a defensive end. You could put him in the middle. He's also a big kid too. If he gains some weight, he's 240, but You know, if you give him some chicken and some meat, put some meat on his bone,
Some chicken
you know,
and some
get up
meat.
to like 260. Huh?
They actually comped him to Mark Anderson. I don't know if you recall who Mark Anderson is. Mark Anderson was a specialty edge rusher that the Bears drafted in 2006. He was here the year that the Bears went to the Super Bowl, and he had 11 sacks that year. But he never started. He only came in pass rush situations, and he was phenomenal at getting to the quarterback in those situations. I think that's more comparable to who Austin Booker is going to be for this Bears team. I don't see him trumping, and I heard Swifty talking about this too. I don't see him trumping DeMarcus Walker for the other edge rusher position. But I do see him being situational to where he comes in and he impacts the game in third and long situations and forces that pressure on the quarterback, which it could possibly lead to more sacks and more turnovers for this Bears.
Oh, yeah. And guess what? You know, Austin Booker, right? Austin Booker. He also dominated the Packers, who they just drafted, and the number 1 round pick, Jordan Morgan.
Yeah.
And the Senior Bowl. He dominated him. And so if we play the Packers, you need to put Austin Booker on the end where he's being guarded by Jordan Morgan so he could get Jordan Love.
The Packers are crazy, but they ain't stupid, bro. They know when to put that kid in, and they got to get him ready. Optimus, you're absolutely right, bro. We need more run stoppers. I thought we were number 1 against the run. We absolutely were number 1 against the run. We didn't necessarily need more run stoppers, but I'm saying it doesn't hurt to have more
depth. We had depth. We needed depth.
You create this competitive fire amongst your teammates when you got people that's coming up behind you that could possibly push you for your position that could supersede you. Like I was talking about this receiving core, this race that they got to 1,000 yards on Odunze, DJ Moore, and Keenan Allen. You want guys around you that's going to push you to be your best. And although we were great down the stretch against the run, I don't have a problem with us adding more depth that's going to keep us pushing to be even greater than what we were last year.
And think about it.
I personally don't think that there are going to be too many teams that can say they're going to score 20 points against us this year with the defense that we're fielding, bro. I really don't think
about that. When you have that level of competition, that breeds a championship successful team. You know, teams that are you know there are championship teams that are playoff teams that create that winning competitive environment, because when you create that type of winning competitive environment, that's going to breed a lot of success, and that's going to breed a championship pedigree type of team. So you definitely need that. You definitely need that in every position.
You don't want anybody to get comfortable and rest on their laurels. No. You don't want any player on this team to get comfortable and rest on their laurels. Hey, you don't want Caleb Williams to get comfortable. I'm the Bears quarterback, and that's it. No. You want to bring somebody in that's going to push him, that could say, hey, you F up, guess what's going to happen? We coming for your job.
We got Tyson Bagent, and we got this other kid from Western Kentucky.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to push him.
Right, exactly.
And Caleb Williams is an anomaly. He's a unique talent in that, you know, he's very self-motivated. This is a kid who has his own loft in LA. He's got the biggest NIL deal in college football history, making $20 million or something from the NIL deal. And with all the opportunities to be in the nightlife in LA, and LA has a huge nightlife.
They do. I've been to some of them. It's pretty lit out here.
What is this kid doing on Saturday night after the games? This kid is at home studying game film, bro. So, you know, he's self-motivated, but he's an anomaly in that respect.
And speaking of self-motivating and anomaly, I don't know if you read reports, but weeks before he was drafted by the Chicago Bears, he was already studying Shane Waldron's playbook weeks before he was drafted.
How you like them apples, people?
How do you like that? There were reports of him already studying Shane Waldron's playbook.
Oh, yeah. Now, that's great. I'd love to hear that. And, you know, I know some people I've heard some angst that some people have about whether or not Shane Waldron's playbook is going to be comparable to the talent and the skill set of Caleb Williams. Let me just say this, people. I believe that the sky's the limit in terms of what Shane Waldron is willing to do within this playbook with Caleb Williams. I believe, though, when he was in Seattle the last couple of years, he was limited in terms of what he could do with Geno Smith because of Geno Smith's limitations. I don't think it was his playbook that was limited. I think Geno Smith could only do certain things. And he wanted to play to his quarterback strengths, and so, so I think he did great with Geno Smith, but I think he can do even greater with Caleb Williams with this play calling book. I'm excited to see this. I want to see how you feed three number one caliber receivers and give everybody 1,000 yards. I would love to see how this works out.
And this was also Shane Waldron's type of quarterback. This is who Shane Waldron wanted. He wanted Caleb Williams. He wanted Caleb Williams. And now that he got him, can you imagine what he's going to do with them, Chuck? Can you imagine?
And you know what? Let me say this, man. Just speaking back to Caleb Williams' college days, a lot of people give all these accolades and high praise to Lincoln Riley, who was the head coach when he was down there at USC or whatever. I just want to know, when you see Caleb have to play so much hero ball, how great was Lincoln Riley at drawing up plays? Hero ball comes when plays break down and when they're not working. That's what hero.
And he was very great in structure. Some people say, "Oh, Caleb Williams is not great in structure." No, he played really well in Lincoln Riley's structure, very well.
Exactly.
In structure.
Exactly. But I think Lincoln Riley is a tad bit overrated, bro. As a play caller, I think more of what you saw come out of Caleb Williams happened because of Caleb Williams, not necessarily because Lincoln Riley was putting him in the best positions to succeed. That's just my assertion of it.
Now, granted, you do have some quarterbacks that did play, in Lincoln Riley's air raid system, like, Kyler Murray, and then you have Baker Mayfield. But, Caleb Williams, in most of those games he played, I even saw, the Colorado game. That's the one game that I did see. I remember seeing that game. But the way that he was playing in structure, and even at times, the way he threw the ball to even some of his receivers, the guy was just completely dissecting that Colorado defense. I
saw that game, bro.
I saw that game. I was like, damn, bro.
That was surgical, bro.
That was surgical, bro. I'm like, this kid is gonna be I see why, he got the hype. When I saw that game, I'm like, I saw why he's saying that he's going to be the number one pick, because the way he was just dissecting that Colorado defense, it was just, crazy, bro.
Which was no slouch, people, just for the record. That Colorado defense, that Colorado team was no slouch.
They're a good team.
Yeah, now I know they fell off down the way, later on in the year. But let me tell you, people, Deion Sanders had those boys fired up and ready to go, and they're going to be ready to go again. I understand, too, this was their first time, in the D1 situation. They all came from the HBCU. Mm-hmm. Historically black colleges, universities. That's where they came from. So being at the D1 level was their first experience there, and for Caleb to run up on that team, which could be very dominant at times, and do what he did, that just speaks volumes about his skill set, bro. That speaks volumes. That's nothing to sneeze at, bro. That is nothing to sneeze at. Yeah.
I'm gonna look at some of these comment sections before see if I end it. Can't wait for the Bears to whoop on the Lions. Justin. Oh yeah, we saw that one. We pretty much saw most of these comments. So any last thoughts before we end this stream, Chuck?
Only thing I got to say is I hope everybody's able to stay healthy. That everyone gets the playbook down. I hope Roma Dunze is all that TJ Houshmandzadeh and everyone else is saying that he is. And I just want us to have a great year. Go Bears, go, go, go. Only thing I will add is that I think this NFC North, it is going to be a dogfight. A lot of the analysts,
all hands on deck.
Yeah, a lot of the analysts are saying that they believe the NFC North has officially become the toughest division
It
in
is.
football. I'm kind of on board with that, but I'm still a little bit on the outside of that. When I look at the AFC North, you got the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns. That division is
Always
on
tough.
fleek. It's on fleek.
It's always tough, man.
Yeah. So,
AFC North.
but yeah, I think our division is really going to be stout this year. So I want my Bears to be ready to go. I think the only weak link we may, and this is a reach, we may end up having in this division could possibly be the Minnesota Vikings, depending on what happens with their quarterback position. But if JJ McCarthy comes along really quick, or Sam Darnold can pick up that offense and catch fire in it, hey, even they could be tough, bro. Even they could be tough. It's nothing to sneeze at when you got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. And who they got the backfield now? Oh yeah, you're a guy, T.O. Showtime. Showtime. What the guy's name? Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Showtime. Aaron Jones. Showtime Jones. They got him over there.
Oh, I got one more thought before
see the Packers. Whoa, that's gonna be fun to watch. My money's on Aaron Jones. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
One more thought, before we end the stream, just because, like, speaking of the NFL schedule, who do you think? Because I forgot to talk about this topic, but like of course the NFL schedule is going to be released March 15th, this upcoming week. Speaking of the schedule, if the Bears, get any type of primetime games, which they will, do you think it's going to be like the Vikings or like the Packers? Because I'm thinking it may be the Vikings because, like you said, with McCarthy, and Justin Jefferson and no.
Boo-hoo on the Vikings. Vikings are not prime time, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Packers and Bears, that's always prime time.
It's always prime time, yeah.
Detroit may get a nod as prime time because Detroit just left the NFC Championship game, so they finally got a little acclaim to speak about. But nephew T.O. he was telling me that that they were possibly going to try to make the Bears open the season in a primetime game against the Kansas City Chiefs. No. I don't want to see no defending Super Bowl champs and my rookie's first game ever. You talk about killing a rookie's confidence? I'd run up on Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones and the Kansas City Chiefs. And Snead and all those guys, man, nobody want to see that to start the NFL career.
You don't want to see that.
That'd be too much, man. That'd be too much. So no, but I think for a primetime game, Bears and Packers, that's always prime time. That's always prime time. But I wouldn't mind us seeing the Cowboys, because there's got to be another big team on the other end for it to be a primetime game. But Minnesota, they don't fit the bill, bro. Nah.
I can see us being a primetime against Houston, like two upcoming like Bright Stars and Steve Stroud and Caleb Williams. I can see that.
They just came off a great year for their rookie quarterback. They went into the playoffs, won some series and what have you. I mean,
they got Stephon Diggs and two upcoming wide receivers in Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
Right. So definitely, bro. I can see that. But don't mention the Minnesota Vikings. Bro. No, we're not doing.
They still got Justin Jefferson. They got number 18. Anytime they got Justin Jefferson.
The $1 million question for Minnesota is: do you have someone that can reach him? That's the $1 million question. True. You got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
JJ, he doesn't have a great arm, but
but he plays well in structure.
He definitely plays well.
And Kevin O'Connell, I give him his speeds, bro. He's great at teaching structure. He put a quarterback in position to succeed, bro. I saw him do that with Joshua Dobbs last year. Did it for a while with who's the other guys that they had over there? Nick Mullins.
Aiden O'Connell? No, not Aiden O'Connell.
Not Aiden O'Connell. Durian Hall, or whatever the guy named.
Dwayne Hall, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, did it with him. Did it with Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins,
yeah, he was making it work with nobody essentially at quarterback, bro. So if you can make it work with nobodies and you give him somebody who is somewhat comfortable And you got to give JJ McCarthy this, that all the dude does is win games, bro. All he does is win. So, you got a guy who knows how
and
to.
You got a great run game, Aaron Jones.
Right, Aaron Jones, if he can keep that bum hamstring in order, he definitely could be.
God, that dude always killed us, bro. He's a bear killer, bro.
Yeah. He is with the Green Bay Packers, but he's no longer with the Green Bay Packers, so we're not worried about that. We're not worried about that. He's no longer with the Green Bay Packers.
Him, freaking Randall Cobb, freaking Devontae Adams, they were bear killers, bro. Bear killers, straight bear killers. But I don't even want to think about that. Anyway, guys, I'd like to thank all y'all for coming on the stream. Thank y'all for joining the stream. And stay tuned next week where we're going to be talking about the Bears' upcoming schedule and other Bears news that's going to be upcoming. But like how we always end it, guys, Chicago up, Bear down. And also, go Cubs. Yes.
No, Cubs, no. Go ahead.
Go Cubs, go.
No, Cubs, no.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday.